Yo, 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 yo. Your boy One Deep is in the building. Give me a little minute to get myself together. Um, Sorry for the tardiness. I'll be late to my own damn funeral. I'm sorry about the tardiness. But we up in here. Y'all know what to do when y'all step in here. Hit that like button. If you're new here, let me know where you from so we could get better acquainted. But I'm here, and we got some things to talk about on the docket for tonight. I don't know how long this live gonna go. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Maybe an hour, maybe two. We'll see. How everybody doing? Who's in here? Who's in here? Let me know. Talk to me, y'all. Say something. Rich, what's the deal? What's the deal? Um, it be looking dark in here, but I ain't gonna ask that again because y'all it's the same setup. So I guess y'all can see me. Hey, sweetie. Unique. What's up? But we gonna start, and I want a few more people to get in here, y'all, so we don't, so I'm not repeating myself. Obviously, this live can go um, different ways, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want people to miss out on the good stuff because it's going to be good. It is going to be good. But y'all see the title. Um, we all must admit that dating in these times is different. Different to some people. I mean, I'm from a different generation, so for me, obviously, it's different. But to a 25-year-old, it might not be different. It might be the norm. We know that, right? Hit that like button as y'all get in here. And even just the approach. Men ain't trying to approach these chicks for obvious reasons, rightfully so. Um, I used to hear guys say, and even my brother, and I don't want to put him on blast, but I got two younger brothers, and one of them used to be somewhat hesitant to approach young girls. And me being the older brother that I am, I used to always tell them, man, the worst thing they could say is no, or they not interested, or you not they type, or I got a boyfriend. But it ain't that simple no more, is it, fellas? Women ain't just saying no. They sign, seal, notarizing it. They stamping it 40 times. They letting you know about yourself while they saying no. They letting you know how bad of a person you is, even though they don't know you from a can of paint. What I'm getting at is women are very, I don't know if headstrong is the word. They just overly masculine and overly self-centered and overly entitled. So men ain't even approaching these chicks. So when I put this video out, don't get it messed up. I know for the most part, men ain't even going on dates. And that's part of the problem. Men ain't trying to approach these chicks, and I don't blame them. If I was in the dating game, I'd be right there with y'all. I wouldn't be trying to approach anybody talking about, can we go out? Do you want a bite to eat? You want to catch a movie? Those days is over. And it's mostly the women's fault, but I ain't even going to put it mostly on the women. I'm going to just put it on society. Society has created a mess and chaos, even with some of the guys, because the guys is very one track minded. All we know is the bad stuff. All we hear about is the bad things. We talked about on the last live that the bad women is overshadowing the good women. So is all of y'all at this point. And any good woman that wanna say that's not the case, they're fooling themselves because men don't even see good women anymore. It's only about 18 of them, but them 18 good women that's out here don't get seen because the other women is speaking for them. But when you talk about dating, y'all, when we talk about dating, It's one of them things like it's almost like a urban legend or a myth. Who's dating? Who's dating at this point? I don't know. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know too many people that's actually dating. When you hear people that's getting together, you hearing about exes getting back together, baby moms getting back with baby fathers, people getting together that they work with, people that they already know, or word of mouth, or family friend. You're not hearing about two strangers getting together and going out nowhere. You just don't. It is a thing of the past, and that's why I put that in the title as far as dating is different because it ain't even really dating no more. Um, I want to acknowledge some of y'all getting in here. Who that? Can't even read that one, but yeah, Alicia. Is that Alicia? Okay, appreciate it. It's probably not Alicia because I think you're a guy, so I might be. I'm sorry. It might be Elijah. I'm sorry, but it looked like Alicia to me. But I appreciate y'all for being in here. Real rap. But getting back to the topic, dating is one of those things of the past, and it's like, how should it be though? When you think of dating, because we know what dating is now. For one, we just acknowledge it ain't happening. And even when it is happening, what is we hearing about? We hearing about the vulgarness that comes from the men's side. I don't know what men is doing that's unruly on dates. I don't know. I'm sure women got their own claim to fame. Oh, he did this wrong, or he coughed too much, or he ordered chicken when he should have ordered steak. Some frivolous bullshit that women is complaining about. But a lot of men is complaining about real things, things of merit, you know. And what we hear is a lot of entitledness, a lot of vulgarness, a lot of toxicness, a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Materialisticness. That's probably not a word, but y'all know where I'm going. A lot of superficial bullshit goes on these dates, the few dates that we do hear about. And it's crazy. It's the reason why we in this predicament, why society is in this predicament. And it just goes to show a lot of stuff that men complain about with these women, at this point, it has to be valid. Because I don't think every guy is lying. You know, even me, I'm not even in the dating realm. I'm not even looking for anyone. And I know it. I haven't been on a date in years, yo. I haven't been on a date in years. I know what goes on these dates. Hell, I've been out, whether it was with a significant other or even myself, and seen the stuff that goes on. Chick across the, mind you, I remember I was at a diner. Now, this, I don't know if no, it was a date. I know the human mind, I read body language well. I'm not 100%, but I'm 99% sure it was a date. And it was a diner, so I'm like, all right, kudos to you. You got a chick to go, because that's another thing. We're going to touch on it. We're going to touch on it. What's up, Dre? I'm glad you made it, bro. So just a man being able to take a woman to a diner for a first date is damn near a accomplishment. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. We talk about the materialistic aspect of it. Because if you take a chick to a diner, you looked at it as cheap. If you take a chick to a two-star restaurant, you consider it as inconsiderate. If you take a chick to a Waffle House and all these, and we're going to get there, because some of it is a little bit out there. But getting on to the little story that I was telling y'all, I was at a diner one night, one evening. Or it might have been even like, it might have been a brunch, because it was like in the afternoon. I'm tripping. And you could tell these two people was on the date. You could tell. You could just look at the mannerisms. You could look at Bull. I was looking at Bull. I'm like, all right. And I'm looking at her. She picking over the food, looking like she looking very, very cavalier. She didn't care. She didn't care what he was doing. It was no dialogue. It was no eye contact. I guess she figured, because what women do is, and you men probably already know, but to the ones that don't, Any attention is good attention is good attention for a woman. So 9 times out of 10, she found this guy lackluster, but said, you know what? And he trying to take me to a diner. Oh, he definitely tripping. But I'm gonna go anyway because it's still a free meal. It's still something to do. It's still outside because women just love to be out. Outside is an accomplishment for most women. So I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna be the most obnoxious bitch he ever met. And I really believe him. Now, I ain't gonna say it was overboard because there wasn't no words exchanged or nothing like that. There wasn't no disrespect given on her end, at least verbally. But physically, if you know, you know. And don't get me wrong, when you dating, you dating. Especially if it's a first date. That girl don't owe you nothing. She don't really owe you. I mean, she owe you at least respect. Obviously, everybody, for the most part, deserve respect. But she don't really, ain't like they established. So I get it to a certain extent. She don't have to be but so, whatever. But no. Women, they'll go, listen, let me tell y'all something about women. Women will go out with guys that they don't find attractive just because it's outside. Women will go out with guys that they know is after tonight, I'm not going to see this person again. And don't get me wrong, while I don't make these women monsters, it just goes to show a female mind is so different from a guy mind because we not doing all that. Now, it's things that we do that's distasteful too in the dating realm. I'm going to keep it a buck. Because we ghost women and stuff and all that. And women ghost us too. But we ain't even talking about that. Just the mind of a woman in this dating world is a tricky mind. They be on theirs. And like I said, I only know from hearsay and from what I hear, what I observe, and what's logical or rational. I hear women talk all the time. They all talk alike and they all got the same type of mind. Is they all exactly the same? No, but at this point, everybody is so much on some robotic shit that social media got women talking and thinking alike, and whatever is the norm is for that girl is going to be the norm for me. So at this point, the way I hear women talk is the way I think all women is, for the most part. And not being that matter of fact about it, but to a certain extent, the masses speak loud. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get off of that point and touch on what I think, because this is, what I think dating should be. What I think dating should be, because what it is now, it obviously ain't working. People relying on Instagram to meet their future boo. People are relying on Instagram stories, fake stories, and look at me, I'm in front of somebody's rented car. And look at me, I'm in a Airbnb, but I'm making it seem like it's my crib. This is what people is relying on to meet future Mr. Right and future Mrs. Right. It's not happening in person. Nobody is meeting in person. The only thing these women is meeting is their coworkers. They meeting a whole bunch of them. And the same thing for men. Men is meeting coworkers and fake family members or family of a friend, or you know what? I do want to spin the block with you because we had something. Nobody is meeting spontaneously. Nobody. Now, obviously, that's not 100%, because we hear about little dates all the time. But I'm just saying, overall, that's how it's going. That's how it's going. But I'm gonna talk to my fellas, and I'm talking to the ladies, because the ladies, if it's any ladies in here, I almost choked on my own cigarette. I know y'all like you shouldn't be smoking them motherfuckers. That's a sign. It is. But mainly to my fellas, because we got to get an understanding in this joint. Because here it is. I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of guys do follow this protocol of these modern times when it comes to dating. And I'm here to tell you it's garbage. It's garbage. It's BS. It's hyperbole. It's exaggerated to the strongest degree. Because the number one rule is that I would tell any guy, if the thing we talked about that ain't happening, but if it just so happened, is keeping it simple. I can't preach this enough, fellas, and I don't care what women think of this. Any woman, I don't care how you met her, what she looked like, who's in her friend group, who it look like she rubbed elbows with, what fake celebrity she know. Any chick that is going to renege on any date, unless it's now, if y'all saw like 3 lives ago, I made some jokes. It was real for me though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I made some jokes about taking chicks to White Castle and stuff, and Taco Bell and all that. Obviously, if you're a grown ass man and you dating with purpose, you probably not gonna take a chick to White Castle or what you call. But I'm gonna keep it real. In the real world, for me, would I take a chick to White Castle? Probably not. But would I take a chick to like Five Guys? I would. I really would. And that's just me. And I know it sounds funny, y'all. Y'all probably about like y'all laughing. But I'm serious. I would take a chick to Five Guys for a date. Because first of all, it's my dime. I might be in the mood for it. And here's the biggest point. What does the cost matter? Now you can say it's low effort, but at this point, I don't owe you nothing, you don't owe me nothing. Just like men be looking for sex on the first date, that woman don't owe you that. So it works the same way. I don't owe you a nice date, a 5-star restaurant, or a 4-star, or even a three-star. So miss me with the it shows lack of effort. It's giving broke. I actually want women to call me broke. See, I'm weird, y'all. I want to meet a woman and she call me broke because I know it's false for one, and then it just shows me like this is a ratchet ass ghetto ass bitch that I don't even want to be around. So I want women to open up and say it's giving brokey and it's not becoming and all that. Because then I just get a license to be like, okay, you go see yourself. You know what I mean? I'm that guy that don't have I got all the pride in the world, but I don't got that much pride to the point where a chick calling me broke because I ain't take her to a 5-star restaurant and excuse me, only been knowing her for 4 days. That gives me a license to know there's nothing here. And fellas, and I know it's going to sound redundant because I probably said this in videos. When a chick show you who she is, you have to believe her. You can't say she just doing this because we just met, or she tested me, or she this, she that. It is a test. It's a test to see how much of a nut this guy is because he don't even know me that well, and just because I call him broke, he's gonna prove it to me. Y'all have to stop that. And I know, and and the reason why I preach that a lot, y'all, is because men do it. Men think like me for real, for real. Men be saying, yo, I really should just take this bitch to Fridays real quick, spend $35, and we go our separate ways and see how it go from there. Guys really be wanting to do that. But what happens is they look at their pictures on Instagram and they see how the girl talk and they say she's somewhat high maintenance. Even though she live in Section 8, even though she got a big ass red eviction notice, she different. You know, she rub elbows a certain way. I got to take her to Steak 48, or I'm not gonna get no yams. Fellas, y'all have to stop. I don't get it, y'all. And I'm all guy. I've been a guy for 41 years. That have never been a thing to me. Never. I'm talking about the young boy me. 26 years old in my prime, meeting all types of bad bitches. It wasn't like, now it wasn't as on this level because I'm matured and I'm seasoned and obviously I learned some things. But it never was let me show her. I'ma show this stranger of a bitch that she don't even know me like that, but I gotta prove it to the stranger that I'm really carrying. I'm really one of them ones. And I'm gonna take you to where you wanna go. And the joke's gonna be on you. How? How's the joke on her? If you proving something to a bitch that's gonna ghost you anyway. And even if she don't ghost you, I'm just using that, fellas. I'm just using that as an example. Let's say she give you some pussy, okay. So all it cost you was a $300 dinner, a $25 valet park, some sweet nothings in her ear, sitting there listening to her as she filmed the whole thing. What about your self-respect and your pride? Like real rap. What about that? I guess that never dawned on me because, you know, the way that outfit looked, I had to get in that joint. And I get the animalistic instinct that we have. I get it. You see something nice, you try and figure out what's going on, if you know what I mean. You trying to figure out. Like, you ain't even on no, like, you want to see. I know it. I know how it go. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. My integrity, that's probably what it is. Some guys, and I'm not trying to shun nobody, but some guys don't have that much integrity. They got pride, they got some morals, they have some dignity, but the integrity part won't let them get there. And I'm here to say, this is why. This is why these chicks act like that. We're part of the problem when we sit there and prove it to a chick that ain't rocking with you anyway. Because here's the thing. Any chick that bang with you, and mind you, she only bang with you to a certain extent. If y'all just going on the first date, she barely know you. Let's keep it a buck. Unless y'all waited 5 months to go on the first date, and that's you know. But she don't know you like that. But let me tell you, I tell y'all all the time, women like on impact. They do. Now they don't fall in love and all that on impact. But a woman gets an idea in her mind when she meet guy, and definitely after the the dialogue and the chats and the texts. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Once a chick see what your ghost is about, she know, oh, he got it. You know, I'm not madly in love with him. I'm not saying I'm trying to get pregnant by him or nothing like that, but he got it. If he could only mess this up, he could only mess these yams up because they pretty much on the platform. As long as he take me to a, like, you know, he ain't coming over here and all that. You know, women got that rule. I hope he got somewhere for us to do this at. It'd be that simple. It'd be that, and I'm 41. This ain't no young buck shit. It's 37-year-old bitches that think like that. Like, all right, I hope he got something. He at least either going to take me to a hotel or I hope he got his own spot. That could be the only thing that you mess it up with is you trying to come over her crib or you be like, I don't have nowhere for us to go. Then you come off as, oh, this boy, he messed it up. You know, stuff like, it'd be small things that, but women, put it like this, what I'm getting around to is women like on impact. They do. When they meet you and you talk to them and get their number, they like you then. And then they be like, all right, I'm a little funny. Let me see how this boy really is. And once they talk to you and text back and forth and FaceTime or all the bullshit that people do, then they really say to themselves, fellas, oh, he got it. As long as he don't ghost me or disappear or be inconsistent or make it seem like act weird like he got a girl or he lived with somebody, it'd be that simple. All you gotta do is be regular on there from there on out. So what I say that to say is a first date, a chick know. By that first date, she knows she like you. So what that means is if she really like you, she's going to take any date. She's going to take any date, fellas. And that is a pet peeve of mine because you know why? It's close to me because I got so many homies, co-workers, whatever, people that tell me this. And I ain't gonna lie, some of them renege. They be like, no, I ain't with that. I had to get extra walking paper. She thought just because I was taking her to Cheesecake Factory that wasn't enough. So I just dismissed her. Some guys be on that type of time, but some guys be like, I had to show her though. Because she don't know. She gonna call me broke. She must don't realize, man, what type of boy I am. I got motion. I'm this, I'm that. And while it looked good on the surface, it sounded real decent. It ain't because she played you. Because then the next story I hear is, man, that chick ghosted me. Like after I took her, man, I took her to the John, I took her to Roof Chris or whatever, and now it's this, it's that. It's wild. It's wild. And we got to get back to the basics when it comes to, for the few men that is actually approaching these Jezebels. Y'all approaching and y'all going on these dates with them. That is an easy template to see what type of chick you dealing with. Now, I will say this, because there's nuances. If you that type boy where you only go to those type of restaurants, then she just going along for the ride. That's different. Because I know some guys with expensive tastes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some guys that be like, I only go to these type places, even if I'm by myself, or even if I'm with my brother, or even if that's different. I'm talking about regular bulls, because I'm going to keep it a buck. Regular guys we got expensive taste, but it's like with certain things. Food, like dining never been a thing for me. I'm going to keep it a buck. Obviously, for the proper for certain engagements or certain things. Obviously, you want to go somewhere nice. That's just being normal. But yo, what's up, anonymous? I'm getting to y'all. My bad. Certain things you want to step out for, you want to dress up for, you just want a 5-star meal for. I'm talking about regular everyday stuff where you just taking a random slut out on a date. No, I don't know no guys that's only doing, unless obviously you a celebrity of the like. But I'm talking about regular bulls that work 9 to 5s. I don't know too many guys that has expensive taste with that. I know guys that have expensive taste with what type of vehicle they drive, what type of clothes they wear, whatever their recreational stuff is, they hobbies, they gonna put time, effort, and money into that. I don't know too many guys that I only like fine dining and all that. That's a female trait. And I'm not here to bash nobody. If you that bored, then you just one of a million. But guys really don't care about meals like that. We care about eating the meal, but we don't care about it gotta be the best seafood in town and all that. We don't say that shit. We don't. None of my homies do. None of my homies is the type of person that have that type of expensive taste. They have expensive taste with their jewelry or they cars or they clothes, shit like that. And at the end of the day, it's all superficial because none of it means shit if we being real. But I'm just using that as on that realm when it come to that. Unless you a bull that you got that type of join with you where you only go limb. That's the only time. And she just along for the ride. She just got lucky. That's all it is. She got lucky with a boy that's into that. That's different. But if you know damn well you like, man, you looking in that wallet, you like, man, this bitch gonna want to go to a place where it's like $130 a plate. Oh man, hold up, let me see. Damn, did I eat today? Is my gas tank full in my car? You start thinking of real life stuff if that's the, and not I, because I'll tell it shit, y'all, from the rip. I'll tell it, John, right there. Like, listen, we going, like I said, I'm gonna get to y'all, Jones. I want to get this out the way, and then we doing all comments, and we probably go somewhere else with this whole dialogue. But I want to get this through because, like I said, not even just the homies I got. I read y'all emails, not y'all per se, but the people that send me emails. And it'd be stuff on this top. It'd be like, should I do this? And I'll be like, bro, that should already ring on you like this a red flag. No, I wouldn't take the bitch nowhere. And I don't be knowing these people they talk about, but I'm just using my better judgment and seeing those red flags as far as, yeah, so she says she only do this and all that. In real life, she taking less from Pookie, bro. The bull that knock her off every other Thursday, I'ma say, every Thursday, not every other. Every Thursday, he give her a dime of weed and sit with her and talk shit on her step. I'm keeping it a buck, y'all. I'm keeping it a buck. Obviously, ain't all women, but this is what happens for real, for real. They find guys that's willing to show effort and all that, but for real, they willing to take less. Now, I will say this: they taking less from the guys that they really is attracted to. And I'm not casting no shadows on nobody. But if a woman is telling you, I have to go here or we not going, she doesn't like you. And it might not even be attraction. Because half of the time, women be attracted to guys. They don't like they ghost or they allure. They be like, he attractive, but he corny. That's what it be, fellas. They be like, he corny because he drive this, or he corny because he work here, or he actually take care of his kid. There's women that shun men for taking care of their kids. If you're not showing them some bum qualities, some women will call you corny for that. Don't shoot the messenger. If you got to show some type of a bum, like, or deadbeat or jailbird to some of these women. And I don't care what the women that's watching thinking. It is true. Women like some type of raunchiness or edginess. And if you too straight up, and you now I will say this: if you're attractive and too straight up to a certain extent, sometimes they give you a pass. Like I done seen chicks like talk about guys that they be like, "Oh, he attractive, but he corny, but I'm a go." Like it obviously, y'all, it's caveats in it. But overall, everything I'm saying is how women really be. Like if you ain't a certain type of edgy or a low life a little bit, I'm telling y'all. And what it be is, it like I said, it don't always be attraction. Sometimes it'd be a straight up attraction now. Sometimes you could be a bum and then be real, like unattracted to them, and they'll leave you alone too. They'll be like, "Oh no, you gotta take me here." Fellas, I'm just gonna tell you straight up black and white. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna read some of these comments. Rule of thumb: fuck dating with life, with anything a woman presents to you. Because it seemed like I don't want guys to have this one track mind. The men that I really do want to help. Because I know those guys out there talk about that single stuff, and that's fine and well, and there's a real thing staying single. But there's a lot of guys that want to go on dates with these chicks. A good chick, they probably don't want no Jezebel or no slut or nothing. They standing firm on that. But they wouldn't mind meeting a chick and taking her out this Friday. I know it's men that really feel that. And what I'm saying is to the guys that feel that way, this ain't just with dating. This is with anything, with everything in life with women. If they giving you ultimatums with bullshit, she doesn't like you. Plain and simple. Or she like you, but she think you a simp. Or it's something to it. Because I'm not just going by my history. I'm going by just logic and women and the shit I've seen. Women bend the rules for guys they like. They're not doing all that. They're not saying you better and meet me and all that. Now, once they get to know you and y'all actually a couple, women gonna be women. So if we talk about couples, that's down the road where women is still gonna show that little cattiness or a little, because they women. Certain things you just gotta chalk to women being women. There's no fault of nobody's, and I ain't taking up for them. Women, all women, the good ones act this way. The bad ones, they got a way to them that you just gonna be like, all right. But that's down the road when y'all establish relationship. When a chick is just meeting you, if she like you, it's bending rules. She not gonna say, well, I only do this. Unless she tested you, and then you tell her, and if she obliged, then it's like, all right, cool. That was a test. She wanted to see what type of boy I was. Women will test you. But if she's standing firm on, I only go to Eddie V's. I only go there. So what we doing and all that, it's going to be, oh, bitch, what you doing by yourself? That's what it should be. It shouldn't be, well, I'm going to think about it. I got to see how my check going to look. Y'all be giving women excuses and maybes and sometime I might can. Ain't no I might. Bitch, I'm not taking you to no fucking Eddie V's. We've been knowing each other for 4 fucking days. Even if I know, listen, I could be with you for 5 years, we might not go to Eddie V's, if I'm being real. And it ain't about being cheap, it's about, I don't want to go there, or I don't feel like riding all the way up there. Regular shit that guys say. Because when you real, you real. It don't mean you cheap, or I'm not doing this because it's you, or I will only do this for this chick. We got to be real with stuff. Let women be frivolous and dumbfounded and not well thought out. Let them be all them things. We the logic ones. We the ones with logic, and I thought we had a standard. That's what kills me about it, because I'll be like, guys is usually got, we got some, but now it's like, and I blame it on social media. I don't even blame that on the women. I blame it on, I want to top the other bull, because the other bull might take her, and they going to have a time and all that. I don't give a fuck, let him take her. She could be a memory to me. I don't want to even get to know a chick like that that's willing to do all that type shit. You feel me? So we gotta stand firm on that. I'm gonna get to y'all comments. So that's how that just started out. I mean, we gotta know a joker when we see him staring at us in our face. We do. Because the shit I be hearing that they use on men, I be like, oh, he didn't go for that. They be like, oh, he did. Well, he took her. I'm like, how? And I know it's a male loneliness epidemic, and I know men is horny and all that old good stuff. I get it, but no, I ain't doing that shit. I'll tell a bitch. I'll be like, no, I'm not taking you. Because for me, I would just get mad to the point where I don't even want to reason with you. Like, once you put that proposal up on the for discussion. Is that Radel right? Radel, what you mean not really to what I said? We going back, so you gotta remind me. It's very hard to find a good. Yeah. I mean, it is hard to find a good, trustworthy woman nowadays. It's almost impossible. It just is, because is wild out here. You got women following other women's template. What worked for that woman don't mean it's gonna work for you. And then you got guys that's worried about impressing, you know. And you know what? I will say this, and I ain't gonna go on a long diatribe. We masculine, right? I get it. We got testosterone. I think I'm just different. Because I got all the masculineness in the world and I got all the testosterone in the world. I think I somewhat get why men want to compete, I guess. I guess it's the animalistic in us, right? They want to compete. They want to get the top prize. They want to slay that chick and all that. I get that. That's in us. But when you've been through a ringer, and I think this come with experience, and I don't think it just come with experience. It come with understanding how another gender is. That's what it come down to, fellas. It don't even come because a 28-year-old should know this. You don't have to be through a lot of things to once you understand women, then you kind of go with the thought process that I'm carrying. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. This ain't from me. I ain't have a bunch of women in my life. I had some. I had. Few, I ain't gonna act like I ain't have none. I had, I had long-term relationships. I had short-term. I had situationship. This ain't from me being no pimp or no gigolo. This is from me studying the opposite sex and having female siblings and everything. This is from that. So when you understand what they are, for real, you feel as though, man, it ain't that deep. Who am I trying to impress? And I'm not saying women ain't nothing. I'm not being mean or nothing. But what is it? Why is it a thing? And when you get to that point in your life, you too will be like, damn, deep was right. Like, this shit ain't even that deep. Because what is it? What am I getting out of this? Some used up coochie? I'm keeping it a buck. And I don't mean to offend nobody or no woman, but we gotta be real. Like, that's usually what they got to offer. Yeah, some of them got companionship and good words and good gestures and things they do for you. And I'm not saying a woman serve no purpose, but the end all be all for them, what they seem like they mainly bring to the table is that. And there ain't no virgins out here, so I'm trying to figure out what is the big prize. It's used up. It's used up. It was somebody else's before. Somebody else was daddy before you was daddy. More than likely, somebody else's kids came out of it. Let's just be real and let's be adult and be men about it. So what is this big prize that I'm getting? No, I'm a see what type of chick you is because we going here, whether it's Cheesecake Factory or not, and we gonna get because this is all this is about is to get to know each other. A dollar sign shouldn't have nothing to do with a date. It really shouldn't. I know that sounds old-fashioned and corny, but it's real. It's real. All that whining and dining. For what? For one night of what? Even if you get the draws, for one night of what, though? You feel me? This ain't even a money thing. It's a moral thing. I'm not doing it. I can have a pocket full of money and take a chick to like Ruby Tuesdays. I would do it. That part I said on me. But for most guys, okay, you at least want to take a chick to like I said, Cheesecake Factory type level thing. Which they don't accept that either. But for me, I might not even, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I might not even take a chick nowhere to eat. I might say, yo, let's go for a walk. I'm dead serious. And the bitch could look like whoever. I would say it and with a straight face, just like this. Oh, for real? Oh, you want to go out somewhere? All right. Friday, such. Yeah. Like 6:30. All right. So what you wanted to do? This the chick ex telling that to me. Oh, so what you wanted to do? What you had in mind? Yo, I don't know. Like shit. You feel like we go for a walk, maybe get some ice cream, maybe get a coffee. I would say that to a chick, and I would get clown, and I wouldn't care though. I wouldn't care. Like, I'm not saying the woman gonna say yes to me because of the way I say it. No, she gonna say no to me too. But I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, thanks. Like, thanks for letting me know what type of chick you is. Because that don't mean nothing, fellas. It don't mean Because we had a stake that I'm somebody. Because I took you for a T-bone steak. That mean we in bliss? It's prostitution. It's prostitution. Just from a different lens. That's what it is, fellas. And that's another reason why it makes most guys with morals exit stage left, because you willing to fuck for a buck. If you willing to do this, and it might not even be sex on the table, it's just showing the type of woman, the hypergamous of the woman. Because I took you here, you want to go. Because I said we could go here, you want to go. But if I didn't say that, you wouldn't want to go. It shows that type of chick. And it meant people don't think like this nowadays, but I do. You know, that's why I said these chicks wouldn't like me. If I was out here dating, they wouldn't like me, fellas. They wouldn't. They wouldn't be able. They wouldn't stand me. They'd be like, that big lip motherfucker. I don't. Yeah, he thought I was this low maintenance bitch. How? How me telling you I want to go for a walk and have some ice cream or coffee think you low maintenance? I think you're a human being. I'm trying to get to know you. I didn't know it was a price tag on this shit. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking at y'all comments. What's good, Anonymous? And that's just being real, y'all. I know it ain't the most sexiest thing to say, especially for guys nowadays that want to act like they more than what they not. But I gotta keep it a buck. I would have a pocket full of money and take a bitch out for coffee, and it don't have nothing to do with being cheap. All right, they want a free meal, drinks, and that's it. Next weekend. Same story, different dude. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Who sent that? Donnell? Look like Luis Donnell, something like that. Bro, you hit it on the head. But guess what? I'm not even thinking that far to keep it a buck. I'm not even saying, well, you ain't gonna use me so you can use another guy next week and you can ghost me. It ain't even that. Don't get me wrong, what you said is fact. It's like a rotation. Women go on dates for a living. Each weekend is somebody different to eat off of, to show on Instagram. Look where I'm at this time, y'all. Look, group chat. Look, y'all. Look where this random guy that y'all never see, but look where he took me. I heard this was the new joint. That is a thing, bro. But what I'm to answer that, what I'm saying has nothing to even do with that, even though it's real. It really got something to do with what type of chick this is. I want to know. And it ain't no test. It ain't like something I do with certain shit I would do with certain chicks. Or, all right, she look like I can say this to her. It's just in general. How I'm feeling that day, what it is. All right, you know what? This chick want to chill. All right, let me see if she want to go get a hot dog or something. I'm being serious. I know it sounds funny. I don't give a fuck. Like, let me go see if she want to go get a hot dog or something. Some shit like that. Like, but where we at with it, y'all? I done ran my mouth enough. I'm sorry. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I was running my mouth a lot because it's helping me stay up. I'm tired, y'all. So I had to get in the flow. I'm up now. I've been up, but I'm really up. I had to talk my way because it was a long day. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Bruno, what's up, bro? Facts, 100. Chris, Chris said, fam, you plan on going overseas for a wife? You talk about like passport bro type stuff. Believe it or not, I know a couple passport bros personally, like close people to me. I ain't gonna lie, it ain't my cup of tea. It just ain't. For one, I ain't even like trying to be taking no long plane rides. There's a whole lot with it. But to each his own. Obviously, it's working for a lot of men. I don't knock it. But what I say is my cup of tea, more than likely, no. I wouldn't be into that type of, realm. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Who else we got up in this joint? Women should, all right. I don't want to butcher your name. In 2026, women should pay some though. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I believe I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. First date type joint. I do believe it's no right or wrong, but it is customary for a guy to pay unless the chick begging you to come out with her type joint. And that usually never happens. Usually a mutual thing, or is the guy. But I will say this. It looked like Filma. After that, there's nothing wrong with a woman paying anything. I'm not one of them guys that be like, yeah, I front everything. No, fuck that. Whether we dating or not, whether we in a relationship or not. Because some people say once you're in a relationship, that's cool. No, we don't gotta be in no fucking relationship for a chick to pay for me for anything, and not even no pimp shit. I'm being real. It, you After that first date, if we decide to get back together, there's nothing wrong with a chick either going Dutch or paying your whole way. Now that I believe in, because she might like women. Let me tell y'all something that's misconceived about women. Women do things for men. That's another one. See, all this stuff is so many like norms being thrown out of here. That's being thrown out here. I can't even talk. So many norms that's being thrown out in society that's making it seem like women ain't doing this, and that. Let me tell y'all something. Women is doing a lot for men. Women is doing stuff for men. You heard it here first. It's breaking news. Women do things for men men that they like. Facts. It's never no he does everything. I'm sorry. The only time a woman expect everything done from a guy is obviously from a man she don't like or a guy that's putting on that facade. That's why I said never lead with money. If a chick ain't the type that use a man for money or a man got to do everything, she'll still let a guy that leads like that do it because that's on him. This is how he lived. So I'm not even the using type, but hell, if he gonna flash money every time we turn around, he damn sure gonna pay for this, that, and that. That is how women think. Most, not all. 98% of them think like that. That is fact. But when a woman likes a guy, she doing stuff for him too. Some of the stuff that y'all don't even think, some of y'all don't even think these women do. They paying for shit. I'm talking about like it ain't no just, oh, he like this hat, let me get it for him. No, women is paying for dinners, they paying for rooms, they paying for car payments. They doing stuff, that type of stuff for men that they like. Lawyer money, all types of shit. It ain't just for like Pookie and Ray Ray. Regular guys that got morals and stuff, they do stuff for them too. That's why I always preach like, see how the woman is. Don't lead with money. And not saying you try and use because the men I know got their own money and ain't looking to use nobody. But hell, it ain't nothing wrong with a chick doing something for you every now and then either. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with that. At all. Yeah, that's true. Somebody said something, I walked out. Hold on. I caught the end of that. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, I missed you. I met a girl at a club next weekend. What? All right. So Mark wrote he pretty much he went out with a girl. He met a girl at a club. The next weekend they agreed to go to a restaurant. She brought her sister. Her sister ordered 6 meals, saying, "What the hell's for her kids?" Yo, Mark, is this real? This really happened to you, bro? ordered a Pepsi and walked out. See, now that's not that far fetched. I be hearing about them stories, but most of the time I hear about them stories like on YouTube and stuff, and I don't be thinking they real. Any guy that's putting himself in that position, let me tell you something, Mark. If this really happened, bro, stuff like that, and I don't mean to be no certain way, but stuff like that only happens to men that allow that. All right, you said Puerto Rican chick in Miami? Yeah. I'm not saying you a certain type of guy, but obviously maybe you led wrong or something about your ghost made her do that because I know some bold bitches. I know some ghetto bitches. I know some ratchet bitches. And I don't mean to use the B word that much in one sentence, but y'all know what I mean. It ain't happening like that for a guy that's not doing something totally wrong. That's fact. Women ain't doing that just all right, yo, come with me because he gonna pay for you. Now, you meet a chick in a bar and she's sitting next to her friend. I know women that'll say, "Can you buy me and her a drink?" I never would do it. I'm just saying, I know where it goes that way. But I'm talking about y'all. You say y'all already met and y'all agreed to go somewhere the next week, the next weekend. That only happened is something that happened over the phone or through text that you said or a way you carried it or whatever. You definitely want to change something about that because that's the extreme. I believe it is possible, but it's usually it's usually something that the guy is showing for a chick to be on something because that's just over the top. That's out of order. That's out of pocket. It is. That's corny. First of all, I don't understand men that be allowing to go on dates with chicks where they be like, "Oh, I'm having this person with me." That's a red flag too. You ain't having nobody with you, or we ain't going. Now you can think I'm a creep and a pedophile and a pervert and all that, because women will say it's for my safety and all that. Bitch, it ain't for your safety. The way you dress ain't shit safe about you. Like sometimes you gotta use like regular logic. You gotta use your context clues. All that safety stuff for a slut that wear a miniskirt, you met her, she had on the thong and the miniskirt. She don't care nothing about being safe. And I'm just using it as a hypothetical. I'm just saying women like to use stuff like safety and creepy and you ain't care about creep all the tattoos you got. Who was the creeps that who was the creep that bent you over and put that big ass tattoo on your left cheek? He a creep? Like women use the wrong stuff because they think we stupid, and when we don't, when we just think with our big head, and I said big, when we just think with our small head, not our big head, they like, oh he just wants some pussy. So I could say any type of creepy or weird and all that to him, and he won't follow. She a nigga like me will follow. I'll scan the bitch from afar and be like, all right, she can't use this word with me. She can't say this to me. She can't because I'm seeing what you are, and people call it judging. People call it projecting. I don't give a fuck. I call it logicking. It's logic. It's what I'm seeing. I gotta go by something, baby. You ran from section to section, but you want me to think you're safe. You're not a safe type bitch. You're not. It's not nothing about you spells safe. So they use stuff, fellas, and they try to get us in this compromising position where we feel less than, or we feel maybe I am being a little too creepy and all that. You ain't being creepy. She using keywords to make it dumb down and make it feel like I'm this and that. You no no. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Mark, what you had told me, yeah, you might want to change something with the way you present yourself. And I'm not coming at you. I'm keeping it a buck because we all listen. But the reason why that happened definitely was something that you did. It might have been something slight that you didn't really, you know, take with consideration that much. Because a woman, that's a bold move. A woman ain't gonna do that with a guy she just met. She gonna be like, oh, I don't want to scare this guy off. I don't want this guy thinking I'm like, hold up now, you ain't coming with me and you ain't ordering all that. You know what I mean? Type job. That's just me. Now I don't know the girl might have been something different, but I'm just saying. Cause that definitely that's That's excessive. I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck. Um, where we at with it? Yeah, I agree. D, is that D? Yeah, the best food come from like hole in the wall type joints. That is true. Uh, all right, we passed that. Who rocking now? Do you think that's cap? You think that's cap what he said, or what you mean by cap? He said I did. Yeah, like chicks like that, man. You gotta, man. You got exit stage left on immediately because they are dangerous. You bring another chick with you and got her ordering stuff. No. And like I said, they like to use their safety and it's a bunch of creeps out. And which it is a like don't like now the moral side of this of me is gonna say it is a crazy world and there is some creeps out here. But come on. Like you the same bitch that was in the parking lot doing whatever. Like we sometimes, like I said, it's hypothetical. But come on, you can kind of see a woman that worry about her safety. You can kind of tell a woman that's somewhat timid and somewhat um, overzealous in the environment. Half of these chicks be knowing the bouncer, be knowing every bartender. That, like they. I mean, when we talk about that type of setting, you can't use certain keywords with a guy like me because I'll be like, oh, come on, conversation over if we going, you know. But yeah, he definitely that's wow. But we caught up on the comments for now. I'm gonna read them as I go now, so we don't get sidetracked. But getting back to the dating part of it, y'all, right? Hey, hold on, let me grab. 4 to 3. My bad. I'm catching up on this World Baseball Classic joint just went off. So I was catching up on that. But like I said, in my eyes, dating in 2026 for men, at least from men's standpoint, should be simple. Should be kept simple. Obviously, where the date is don't matter at all on no account, on none. It don't matter. If it matter to her, red flag. Not even red flag. Don't just not just leave her alone. Just be like, you know what? I lost my appetite. We don't need to go nowhere. And that's it. Cause it's showing you who she is. Now, let's say I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Let's say y'all do make it on date, no matter where it's at, whatever. Y'all both agree. This is how I look at it. To the few men that is dating, we gotta put that out there because there ain't a lot of men out here dating. And I understand. I'm right there with y'all. Fellas, we gotta start reading the room. And what I mean by that, the chick mannerisms. A lot of times these women show who they are on that date. They just do. Whether it's in a body language, whether it's in no eye contact. And don't get me wrong, it's just a first date, so she don't owe you anything. But like I said, being courteous, being polite, being respectful costs nothing. And what I'm hearing is a lot of these women is being unruly on these dates, and y'all still holding on hope for them. No, because it is what it is. No matter what you spent, $40, $50, low level date, whatever, $30 plus tip, whatever. That's fine. Or that's all fine, well, good. You show me who you is. That don't mean necessarily mean I'm gonna delete your number and ghost you. I just know you're not like the type of chick I'm trying to even like. see what's up with type joint. You know, these women are showing fellas who they is on these dates by the way they acted. No conversation, like I told y'all when I was in the diner. No eye contact, things of that nature. No dialogue. Listen, it is what it is. It's a sociological experiment at this point. You gotta kind of like say, you know what? I'm out here. I'm already with this chick. She ain't disrespecting me, so it ain't time to exit stage left. But I already know what type of chick this is. Because women that are interested is going to talk to you. They're going to be engaging. They just are. They're going to ask you stuff. Like, these chicks be out, and I know a lot of women is very self-centered. They are. So if they is talking, they talking about themselves. But I'm telling you, when a chick really digging you, she want to know some stuff about you. She's going to look at you. She's going to talk. She's going to it's just one of them things you're going to know. And guys don't be reading the room. They don't. They don't. Like, I got to keep it a buck. You sit there, yeah, well, maybe, you know. And then you worried about, is it something you did? No, fuck all that. She just not for me. Cool, we going to end this date after the meal. She going to go her way, I'm going to go my way. More than likely, I won't hear from her again. That's fine. We got to keep it a buck on that. You know what I'm saying? Because too many men get their hopes up and then they feel as though this, they feel as though that. And same thing on the other end, vice versa, because here's the thing. I think I talked about this before, fellas. A lot of men, I'm not saying you got to be very vulgar and just overzealous with women, but you got to let her know you interested. If you interested, you got to let her know. You know why? Because a lot of you guys be friend zoning yourself. Meaning, you're not letting that woman know, whether it's on date or through the phone, through text. Look, I'm interested. I might not think you future wifey, or this might not even go nowhere, but I'm physically attracted to you. Because that's another one that a lot of men do, fellas. Women women don't friend zone men. I know that's what we believe. She friend zoned me. And I get it on the surface, but we friend zone ourselves because we not. You don't have to be, like I said, you don't have to be macho man, but you gotta let her know. A lot of y'all, like, guys be being women's friend too much, and like, you know, there's nothing wrong with being playful with a woman because women love to laugh. They love that. So I'm not talking about the playful part. I'm talking about you can be playful and still let a chick know without being overly aggressive and grabbing on her and all that. Nowadays, you barely want to touch a woman without asking first, like the way they got it, which is weird. That's another video for another topic. But I'm just saying, man, we know how to show our affection without being overly, overly masculine. If that's so, for lack of a better term. You just want to just show her, like, look, I am feeling you. We ain't no buddies out this joint having a fucking dinner. This ain't your homie with you sitting across from you now. Like, don't get me wrong, it's just the first date or we just dating and all. I'm not your man or your husband or nothing. But just know I'll take it there, because sometimes from a woman's point of view, and I'm not taking up for none of their ways, but I'm keeping it real about this. They look at some men as he cool, he a friend and all that. No, bitch, I don't want to be your friend. I don't see how men and women is friends anyway now times, unless you've been knowing her for a long time. I'm not meeting no chick wanting to be her friend. I'm just keep it real. And I don't know no men that is. Women try to act like that's a thing because they like having bros and friends, and if they got a dude, they like to say, "Oh, don't be so over the top. It's just a friend and all that." No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing on either end. So what I'm getting at is some men can be overly friendly, and the woman start looking at him as a buddy and all that. Bitch, I ain't no buddy of yours. Even if we not on nothing serious, I look at you in a physical light. I'm physically attracted to you. So if it's gonna go there, it's gonna go there. I'm with it, type. That's all. Because I hear a lot about that. Like, man, she friend zoned me. No, you probably friend zoned yourself or whatever the case may be. I'll let motherfucker know. Like, I see Baltimore in the house. Who else we got up in here? Um, Trying not to end up in jail. Damn, TX, what happened? You talk about as far as like with women, you're not trying to end up in jail with these chicks. Uh, Johnny Bank, I appreciate you for being in this, John. We got B-more, Baltimore, or as y'all say, Baltimore. Y'all say Baltimore, Baltimore. Um, Women like to play games, which is, yeah, yeah, you're right about that. They definitely like to play games. They real good at that. Real good. At this point, we just gotta go with the flow and know what it is. It's one of them things. It is what it is with these chicks. Half of them. You gotta read the room, and not take no BS off these. Listen, I tell a chick in a heartbeat, without even being extra husky. Like this ain't it. Shit, they firm with us. They tell us about ourselves all the time, don't they, fellas? They tell us that we not light enough, not dark enough, too short, this and that. You acting this, you sassy, and all that old bullshit they like to say. Sometimes you gotta call a bad behavior on the carpet. I mean, let them know like this ain't how I can't see myself rubbing elbows with a chick that's carrying it like this. If they don't get it, then oh well. You dodged that red flag. You dodged that bullet, man. You really did. John, what's the deal, bro? Y'all hit that like button while y'all in here. Another joint though, another joint is we gotta stop. And this is why you don't leave with money, because you won't feel this way, right? We gotta stop expecting sex on the first date. Don't get me wrong, it happens a lot. These chicks is giving it up before first date, if we being real. But I'm not saying that like because women ain't doing it, or I'm not saying it because of that. I'm just keeping it a buck. We gotta stop expecting it because a lot of men feel as though, how can I put it? A lot of men feel as though, oh, if I don't get none, this and that, it ain't worth it. Or like if you dealing with a chick that's all right, and she just on her jaw, you might not get it on the first date, but guess what? It might be worth the wait. Not no long time, but y'all know what I mean. It's one of them things that a lot of men go for because the day and time that we live in, sex is very prevalent and it's so accessible and it's damn near, it's very easy. It's way easier to get sex now than it was. Now, that's kind of an oxymoron because women are got off way hard to deal with now than it used to be. So it's like sex is out there, but women aren't, if that makes sense. And that sounds crazy, but it's like good women ain't out there, but sex is everywhere. You know, it's crazy. It's a crazy time we live in. But if you ask me, I think sex is easier to get because women is more open about it. They showing you that they promiscuous, and just because she give you sex don't mean that. It just mean they don't hold it sacred as they once did. I'll say that. You know, but we can't expect it on the first date. You know, me and my clique, me and my homies growing up, and even now, we got something a term that we usually use when it come to meeting a chick and having sex with them, and that was a guaranteed fuck. We called it guaranteed fucks. Now I'm explaining the guaranteed fuck to y'all. It's when you meet a chick and through whatever dialogue y'all had after you met her, those days after, and the next time you see her, you knew it was going to be sex was going to be on the table. That's what we call guarantee fucks. It's like, oh, this is a guarantee. We would tell each other, yo, me and the shorty, we gonna go out, such and such day. You be like, oh, all right, yo, she cool? Yeah, how you think that joke gonna go? Well, this is a guarantee fuck, so I already know that's happening. I'm gonna just see how it go. Like we said that. That's different. When you got a guarantee fuck on the line, you just knew. But for a chick, some chicks, you know, you don't know. Sometimes it's spontaneous. Sometimes it just kind of happens because of the flow, because of the aura, because of the vibe, whatever. But unless it's a guarantee fuck, y'all can't be, you know, sitting back saying, all right, yeah, I'm gonna take her out and then hopefully she come back to the crib with me. Like, cause for one, it leaves you don't want to be disappointed and all that, obviously, but it's just like it ain't that deep. It kind of go with the flow. I never expected sex on the first date, and mind you, I ain't been on a date in years, but any date I've been on, I never expected it. It was things that might have transpired where I thought maybe this could go this way because things is going well and all that. But I never go in thinking, yo, I'm gonna knock this joint off. Unless, like I said, deemed a guarantee fuck. And I knew that days in advance because of the wording, because of the dialogue, because of the cadence. Us as men, we kind of know when a chick is giving us hints. Oh, when we next time we see each other, it's going down. And I ain't telling no secrets, fellas. I think y'all all know that. That just wasn't me and my the guys I was growing up around. I think every guy knew. Y'all probably use that wording like, "Oh, this a guarantee fuck." That's what we called them. Like, "Oh, this a guarantee fuck." Yeah, hell yeah. She already, whether it's already the pictures that she sent you or whatever the case may be. Y'all know we keep it real over here. And you know, chicks says if you meet a chick, let's say you meet a chick on a Tuesday, and y'all talk Tuesday, y'all talk Wednesday, and then Thursday she's sending you some certain type of pics. By then, you kind of know like, all right, this shit is up because it's going to happen because of the type of pics she sent me. It ain't just like, oh, she sent me a couple pics or a couple. No, if she sent you some, nah, I mean, you like, oh yeah, this is a guarantee fuck. At this point, she done pretty much shit. I done seen you inside and out, baby. So it is what it is. And like I said, it ain't just with pictures. It's with the wording, how she talk, the things the way she responds to you, all types of shit. But we can't leave ourselves out there to dry when it come to expecting. Cause I don't be expecting nothing. If I went on a date today or tomorrow, I ain't expecting too much of anything, especially nowadays. But at the same time, it's like we have to know what dating is for. Dating is to get to know a person. Dating ain't to show off. Dating ain't to say this how much money I make. Dating ain't to say now you see what type of car I'm pulling up in. And even if you is pulling up in something nice, that's fine and well. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying it ain't to like show off to the bit because it ain't doing nothing. Now to you guys that's out here tricking, for one, if you a trick type bull, you shouldn't be dating nobody. You shouldn't be going out on no date. It should be straight for the juggler. I gotta keep it a buck. Because some people say, oh, some men want to cut straight to the chase, so they use what they got to get what they want type shit. Well, it shouldn't be that. It should be, bitch, how much money is it gonna take for you to like, you know? There shouldn't be no vet. There shouldn't be no good mornings. There shouldn't be no what you doing Friday. I wanted a bite to eat. That shouldn't happen for tricks. So that's why I said if you're actually dating, that means some type of purpose you have. So you shouldn't be leading with no type of monetary thing. You shouldn't be saying I'm gonna take you to this place. It really should be I'm trying to see what type of chick you is. If you renege on this place, you showing me who you are. If you renege on me saying I'm taking you to Ruby Tuesdays, you somewhat showing me what you are. That is fact. People don't look at it that direct, but that's how you gotta look at it. And you gotta cut your losses. You gotta dodge those bullets that chick is putting in her chamber for you. She's putting the bullets in. She putting them in the clip. Listen, she loading that magazine, and you don't see it coming. That's facts. That is facts, fellas. We gotta know that. You reneging. You barely know me, and you telling me I can't take you to. That is my biggest pet peeve. The main thing I be hearing now that goes on in dating is that I mean that's not the main. Well, yeah, that's the main thing, but it's also the one that gets to me the most. When I hear women telling men, "You can't take me to a certain place." Now, it's one thing for the woman to say that they nonsensical. I believe that. I believe in that. I know women say stupid shit like that. That's not what surprises me. What surprises me is when men explain themselves and say, "Well, you gotta think the economy and it's hard out here." You shouldn't have to say that to that hoe. It should be, bitch, I don't know you like that. What you mean this ain't good enough for you? Well, it's not giving energy. It's not giving good uh proper procedure. Whatever the dumb shit they say. No. It shouldn't be nothing else said after that. Once that chick tell you that that's not good enough, you just leave her alone. You can say one little thing like, damn, oh, wow, oh, I didn't know it was like that. You can respond like something small, but there's no explaining. It's no, the economy is bad and I didn't get paid till next week. You shouldn't be saying that to these hoes. It should be, bitch, I don't know you. I thought we was getting to know each other. Oh. Or I don't even want to say that to them. I probably just would say, oh, damn, for real? Oh, you want the lows. And then the next time they call me, it ain't gonna go through because they block. That's really how it should go. Why are men caping and haggling with these prostitutes? I have no idea. Cause here's what it shows, fellas. Now I'm gonna get to y'all comments. It shows that it's somewhat merit to what they saying when you argue with it. You feel me? When you sit there and haggle with a chick about you spending your money on her, it's kind of showing, well, this is worth an argument. This is up for discussion and all that. Let's debate about it. No, it ain't nothing to debate about. Hold up. Who's spending their money? Unless we going oh, you spend your money? Oh, that's why we going there? Cool. Or I can't even say a Dutch thing, but even if you said Dutch, I even give them that. But if you're solely spending your money, it should be no renege on any place, fellas. And like I said, it's going to be renege because that's how these women carry it. Okay, that's fine. They're going to say they dumb shit. But it shouldn't be you going back and forth with her trying to reason with this nonsense. It shouldn't be, well, hold up. I get paid every other week. This ain't even my pay week. So that's why I said Ruby Tuesdays and all that. Trying to rationalize you spending your own fucking money. No. It should be, what? Oh, damn. We've been on the phone all week. I didn't know you was one of them type Jones. I didn't know you was working. I didn't know you were working. Because that's what it gives. It gives working. It gives, I'm somewhat of a prostitute, Joe. Miss me with that, man. And that shit grinds my gears because the reason why is because I know men is logical. And that is one of our, that's one of our downfalls. We haggle over stuff that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything. That means that, oh, you don't like me. Oh, my bad. Why you ain't just say you thought I was ugly? That would be a nice comeback for her. Oh, why you ain't just say you ain't like me? And they gonna look at you like, huh? They ain't gonna know how to respond. What ugly got to do with me telling you I don't want to go to Ruby Tuesday? Bitch, because you would have took it from Pookie. Because you was just at Ruby Tuesdays with your girlfriends last week. Because Ruby Tuesdays is your favorite fucking restaurant. That's why. Like, y'all gotta listen. They go to them places. They go to them places when it's convenient for them. Or when they actually like the guy. When they actually like the guy, they'll go to Baskin Robbins. They'll go to Dairy Queen. They'll go to TGI Fridays. They'll go to these places. I can't stress it enough. It is a thing. I'm telling you. Because if it's like that, all right, put it like this. I want y'all to do, like, obviously y'all probably not gonna do it. I'm just talking shit. But hey, some of y'all might. Go to Ruby Tuesdays. Go to these places I just said. All the people that's in there, all the bitches that you're gonna see in there with guys or by themselves or whatever, they're not all people that they've been with each other for years. No, you're gonna see people on dates there. Not and chicks that look better than the chick that turned you down for that. You know what it meant? It means she liked the guy that's sitting across from her. She accepted it from him. The chick that you was with didn't accept it from you because, and I'm not trying to be mean, she didn't find you attractive or she didn't like you. Bottom line. And like I said, it can happen to me too. This ain't something I'm saying happen to you guys. If I was in the dating world, a chick would turn down Baskin Robbins from me too. But the only difference is I'm going to dismiss her ass. I'm not going to sit there and haggle and say, well, you know the economy is hard. And you know I just had to pay my phone bill last week. I'm not saying that shit to her. I'm saying, oh, damn, all right. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it, fellas. That's going to be it. It's going to be no nonsense. There's going to be no haggling. There's going to be no reasoning. There's not going to be no reconciliation either. Because once you show me that, I'm already turned off. I'll knock you off, though. I ain't talking about turned off that way. Let's be real. Let's be clear. I still knock a chick off that talk like that. I'm talking about I'm turned off as far as there's nothing to strive for. I'm not trying to show you a good time no more. I'm not trying to get to know you no more. The only thing I probably could give you now is a rug burn. That's the only thing left for discussion. You showed me that you somewhat of a prostitute. All right, you wanna cut to the chase? Because the other part ain't happening. You showed me your true colors. And that's realness for y'all, fellas. And I know y'all probably crack. I'm serious though, man. That's some real stuff. Being direct helps so much with not wasting your time. Facts, Ron. Ron, get it? Ron in the building. Like, you gotta be direct without being a bastard. I ain't telling people to call her a bunch of bitches and hoes and smack the shit out of her. No, it ain't that deep. It's clarity. Thanks for the clarity, Queen. Thank you. All right. You want to go fuck the mills off the table? You want to go do something real quick? Like, you feel like coming back to the crib? Like, and if that's disrespecting, yeah, I would disrespect them that way. That's it. That's it. More men need to stand. We got to stand on it. We got to stand on it. Because women ain't get this unruly by themselves. They got unruly like this because of the whole Me Too shit and the whole feminist shit that's going on. We don't have nothing to do with that. That's society. And also us caping the limb and understanding and not trying to be ultra masculine when we are masculine. We men. So that's all we can be. Like, what? Like, did I miss something? This is why they got like this. They got like this partly because of us. We take some blame in the unruliness of these women because we sit there and we pacify them. Don't get me wrong. Women are fragile. I ain't going to call them delicate. Delicate is out the window. But fragile creatures. They are women. So they do need to be handled somewhat of a certain way. I admit to that. They're not men. But at the same time, you're grown like I'm grown. Half of the shit these women get into shows that ain't nothing subtle about them. So I'm not going to sit here and pacify and pamper and no, you listen, we going out for a burger. Do you want one or not? Like real rap. And I'm not even being funny about that. We going to go have a BLT or something. Like, what's the problem? We could talk over a hot cup of coffee. Real women, first of all, real women is going to take that. And then even the women that is somewhat scandalous is going to take that from the guys they like. That is fact. That is fact. Like, I don't care what they say, how they say it. It shows lack of effort. Who cares? I shouldn't have to make a reservation to get to know you. Oh, you ain't even have to make a reservation. I heard this on a vlog on a YouTube story one time where the girl was like, "Okay, I don't have nothing to do with the amount." She tried to rationale it. Um, she was like, "Sometimes women don't even care about the amount. We want the effort," which sound good on the surface, fellas. It do. It sound real good, but here's where it's like, miss me. Why? What do a fucking reservation got to do with like or effort got to do with anything? Because if it's like that, you owe me sex on the first date. No woman want to hear that because they gonna say, "Well, I don't owe you nothing. We just met." Bitch, I don't owe you nothing either because we just met. So take this date that I'm spending $12 for, $15 for, $30 for, whatever it is. Take it because you ain't have to spend nothing. All you had to do was get dressed, which you like doing, putting a different face on, which you already like doing, taking a picture as you leave the door, which you already like doing, and shut the fuck up. That's it. Because all that stuff that leads up to the date is already they load. They load already done. Like that's what they like doing, fellas. You are more like even for guys that they like, you're somewhat low on the pecking order. Getting dressed, looking like a clown, putting a clown face on, taking a picture for Instagram, and going outside. All that comes before you. So, bitch, you already getting your rocks off by going somewhere. Now you're not gonna play with me with the price gonna be. You're not gonna play with me. I'm keeping it a buck. All those other things they like. They like in spades. Oh, I get to dress like a slut. Oh, I get to paint my face up. I ain't been nowhere in weeks. Oh man, I get to be in a man's company. I get to tell my group chat that what he wore, what color his belt was, and all this old weird dumb shit that they talk about. I'm telling y'all, all that stuff they get their rocks off just from being in your presence. So who gives a fuck how much it costs? A prostitute? That's who cares. That's who cares. A prostitute cares about that. There you have yourself a prostitute in your hands. So that's why you miss. That's how you dodge them bullets because you like damn I ain't have to deal with a prostitute tonight. All right, let me go see. Let me go to this deli real quick. Shit, go get me a couple beers. Let me go get this 6-pack. Shit, watch the game. Whew, I'm glad I missed that. I dodged that. But real rat. It sound matter of fact, but that is true. You can't think back. You can't that revisionist history stuff and think of what would have happened and maybe I over. No, you ain't overdo nothing. The chick reneged on you taking her out somewhere on your money. That's all I need to know. She reneged on it. It wasn't good enough for her. You know? And like I said, it goes back to John, what's the deal, bro? Definitely gotta protect ourselves. Gotta protect ourselves, Phil Mounts. Um Ray Pookie is yeah, right. He said when Ray and Pookie is direct, they get it. But with Steve Urkel, he's a weirdo. Right. That's how they look at it. It's like, come on, bitch. This is why men are staying single. Because of these type of games that's going on. It's ridiculous. For real, for real. If you ask me, it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, most definitely. Who said that? Pat? What's up, Patrick? Yeah. They friend zone the men that they really supposed to be with. Yeah. And they love on the men that ain't for them. Man, these women show who they are. Like, we just gotta read the signs, fellas. We just gotta read the signs and know what something is when it's in front of us. Um, Swoop, what's the deal, bro? I see you in here. Yes, they are. They habitually use guys. Women use men in more ways than we even think. That's facts, Pat. That is facts. Yeah, Ruby Tuesdays. Here in Philly, they still exist. I did hear a lot of them is closing down, but I mean, I ain't gonna act like we got a whole bunch here in Philly, but they still exist. They definitely exist. Yep, still got the Rubies. Can't take them serious. Yep, nothing to debate. It's really not worth it. Like when you really, like fellas, here's the thing: when you really think about it, it's not worth it. It's like that's the part that really, the common denominator is. Wait a minute, what is this leading to? What am I get? I ain't really getting shit. No, I'm cool. It ain't worth all that. My man Monster Media in the building. Salute, bro. I appreciate that. Yep, most definitely, always. Where we at? I'm trying to catch up, y'all, so we can keep it going. Hit that like button, though, man. If you haven't already, please hit that like. And we over an hour and a half on this live, so please hit the like button. It will help push this out. Yeah, women just want to have fun for real, for real. I believe in that song. Girls just want to have fun. That's really a thing. Because women, they say we mature slower than them, which I'm gonna say in some cases is true. But women, they minds kind of don't go past like teenager. They mature but not mature. It's weird. But they want to just have fun. That's where it's one of them weird things, which ain't a crime and it don't make nobody bad or nothing. But it just shows like they mindset a little bit. They want to have fun to the fullest. To the fullest. Um, Waste the energy on the ones that are lukewarm. Yeah, that's another thing, fellas. The chicks that's giving you that lukewarm energy, that's not. reciprocating, leave him alone. It's too much. It's too much yams out here to be stuck on one chick. There's nothing wrong with being stuck on one chick, a chick that's reciprocating. I'll put it that way. A chick that got your best interest at heart. There's nothing wrong with that as a grown ass gentleman. There's nothing wrong with being okay. I'm stuck on this chick, but she giving you a reason to be stuck, if that makes sense. But a lot of men be stuck on the wrong women. Just be stuck on these hoes that ain't showing you anything. You know, they ain't making it easy for you. They go that easy word again, y'all, that I always use, but it is true. The woman that's for you will make it easy for you. Life is hard. Life is already hard. But she's going to make things easy for you. She can't make life easy. Nobody can do that. You still going to have to grind, claw, scrape, scramble and scrape for whatever. But she's going to, and like I said, anybody that want to know that, because it's very simple. If anybody want to know anything about that easy word, listen, send me an email, and I will explain it. Because it's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory. It really is. It don't mean she's kissing the ground you walk on, she doing this, she doing that. But she is making life easy for you. And it ain't always about sex and money. If you catch my drift, it ain't. She ain't giving you no hard time about a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to just leave it at that. She's not. Because she know it's hard out here. And she understand being a man is hard. And don't get me wrong, I ain't going to act like being a woman is not hard. But we got to be real. We got to be real about some things, you know? And, you know. And you'll know when you feel it. When it happens to you, you'll know. You're like, this is what One Deep was talking about, that easy. This is what he was talking about. And they exist. It ain't a lot of them out here. But there's women out here that will make things easy for you. They just will. They like you that much. They see your character that much. You grew on them that much. Whatever the case may be. And you will see. You're going to be like, this is what he was talking about easy. Things ain't perfect. We might argue. We might fuss. Things happen. Shit ain't going to be peaches. But she's not making things difficult for me. We all know a woman that will make things difficult for her. We know how that feels too, don't we, fellas? We know what that feel like. Everything is a problem. When everything is a problem, that's the opposite of easy. But there's women out here, even if you get on their nerves in that point of time, they gonna make it easy for you though. And that is fact. They the women that to be stuck on, if you're gonna be stuck at all. If you're gonna be stuck at all, they the women to be somewhat stuck on. Other than that, it's too much pussy out here to be chasing, running, trying to figure out, trying to live up to, trying to this, that, and the third to some damn woman. It just is. There's too many of them out here. Don't get me wrong, the pickings is slim. And it seems like they all talk, think, and act alike. I get it. But it's still too many out here. You know, it's still, you know, let me take a shot in the dark with this. Let me go to that. It ain't that hard to do. I ain't trying to make nobody into pimps or nothing or gigolos. I'm just saying, like, I never understood the whole, yeah, she a piece of shit, but. No, once she a piece of shit, it shouldn't be no but. Because too much other shit out here. Once she's showing you that she don't give a damn about you or whatever, it shouldn't be no but. No, it's, oh, she don't respect me. Oh, all right. I see what it is. Get another one real quick. Real quick. Because as much as we talk about women and what's the cultural norms and how bad it is, man, you can meet a woman very easy. It ain't hard. And I'm not speaking out of turn. I'm not speaking for nobody. I'm just speaking for myself because I know every man is different. Some men carry it different. Some men don't have a certain look. Some men don't have a certain confidence. I'm not stupid. But I'm just saying, just in general, it ain't hard to meet these motherfuckers. It ain't. We just got to be real. It ain't hard to be in front of one, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So all that stuck stuff, and I just love her so much, but she don't respect me. We got to get off of that too. Fuck her. Without saying fuck her, if y'all know what I mean. It ain't that deep. If you going to show me who you are so matter-of-factly, it's cool. Thanks, but no thanks. We got to get back to being men. We got to get back to being men. That's real. That is real because it's just too much. It really is. But I don't know. I think we covered that. I ain't ending the live or nothing, but I think I think we ran circles around that topic, y'all. On a lighter note, and we could keep talking about it. I just wanted to calm the temperature a little bit moving forward. Yeah, like who likes you. Like that's as easy as it go. Like who likes you back. Pat, I think you on to something because you definitely speaking nothing but facts in this chat. Like who likes you back, and I know that sound easier said than done, especially now because everybody's so wishy washy. People are fake. People are decent to you for circumstance, whatever the case may be. But it is truth to it. Like who likes you back. You know? Don't like the chick that's fleeing you, that rarely answers the phone, that always has an excuse when you want to see it. All the things we hear, man. Fuck all that. I don't care how good you think the punani is or whatever. Hey, listen. But on a lighter note, fellas, I don't know if any of y'all sports fans, but how y'all feel about that Bam Adebayo 83-point night he had a few nights ago? I'm gonna just say, to me, I thought it was lackluster. I mean, not even because he went above Kobe, because a lot of people saying that because he went above Kobe with the points, single game points. It ain't even that. It was the way it happened. Um, Ryan, you're a huge NBA fan. That's what's up. Yeah, like it was lackluster to me. Now, 83 points is 83 points, no matter how you slice it. But it's like, well, he shot like 46 free throws. He shot like 21 3. The stat line, and forget the stat line, because he got it, he did it. He had to be on fire to do it, so it ain't like it just came out of nowhere. I mean, it did come out of nowhere, but he actually gained 83 points. What I'm saying is how they went about it with the fouling. They was fouling at the end to get more possessions. It was just crazy. It was just crazy. And I was like, obviously, I didn't see the game live while it was happening in real time, but I watched the highlights all the way through, and that was just crazy. I'm like, man, you talk about cheaping it. I mean, it was a cheap way to get a record, and it wasn't even the record because the record is 100. But it's like, yeah, it was wild, right, Ron? It was wild, and it's 83. No, you're right. 83 is a hard feat to listen. I agree. I'm not going to shun it totally, but what I am going to do is be like, I ain't gonna say it should be an asterisk next to his 83. But man, when you foul in the team as soon as they get the ball, and let's not, needless to say, it was against the Washington Wizards, which is one of the, forget what they doing just this year, which is tanking. They is single. Let me see. It used to be the Clippers. I think the Washington Wizards / Washington Bullets might be the worst NBA franchise. Like right now. They just might be. They I mean, what am I missing something? They might be the Cleveland Browns of the NBA. I'm trying to think of a worse franchise than the Washington Wizards. I remember when they was the Bullets too. I remember. They don't have a lot of great history. They had a few players come through the ranks. And when I say a few, I mean only a few. But for a franchise that's been around since what, the 60s, I believe, they might be the worst NBA franchise in the league. I'm just saying. Um, the Charlotte Hornets, I see that. Hold on. You think the Hornets? I don't want to miss y'all. Facts. If it wasn't that easy, Steve, because everybody else would have done it. The Bobcats, Hornets. Well, the Bobcats only been around but for so long. Now the Hornets / Hornets, Charlotte. What is they? New Orleans now? No, you got the New Orleans Pelicans and you got the Charlotte Bobcat Hornets. Uh, will I put Charlotte above the Wizards? Y'all know I'm a sports historian now. Don't get it messed up, y'all. um, the Bobcats / Hornets. They had a couple nice playoff run. Nah, not that many. No, you're right. They had the '90s. That is tough. It might be the Charlotte. It might be Charlotte. Okay. It might be the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, they is pretty awful. They getting better currently. Okay. Yeah, I don't follow them that much, but I know the history of the franchise. And yeah, you're right. I mean, they had some players. They had Alonzo Mourning for a little while back in the day. They had I'm trying to think of all time greats. And then I'm trying to think of playoff runs. They had a couple playoff runs in the '90s when they was the Hornets. I remember that. A couple, but it ain't really. I obviously ain't go far in the early 2000s too. A couple playoff runs, but yeah, they might be worse because at least the Bullets made like the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Bullets might have an NBA championship in the '70s. Do they? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I thought the Bullets. No, I don't know if they got no NBA championship. I think they've been to the finals or something in like the '70s or early '80s, something like that. Either way, both we could just say they 1 and 2. The New Orleans, I just keep saying New Orleans, Charlotte / Bobcats, whatever, and the Washington Wizards is the two worst NBA franchises. I can't think of another. The Clippers for a long time used to be. The Clippers have surpassed that at this point. Uh, yeah, yeah. There's nobody else. But yeah, I just thought of that 83.9, and it was like I said. While I do tip my hat to him and kudos and all that, it just something about it just felt. I'm like, ah. But at the end of the day, like I said, like y'all said, it's hard to do, and it's one of them things. It's one of them things, y'all. Both decent players. Yeah, on the Hornets, okay. 7-50, 7-59. Wait, that's their record right now? Wait a minute. I know they tanking, but damn, I didn't know they was a 7-win team. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I don't follow the NBA as much as I used to. It's a little watered down. Um, it looked like pickup games. Everybody shooting threes. Y'all know. Y'all hear about what's going on. You like the Nuggets? Okay. Denver Nuggets. Now they had some all time greats. Dikembe Mutombo was there for a while. Um, Hall of Famer. Rest in peace to Dikembe. A defensive prowess. Obviously Carmelo Anthony. Mm. They had Antonio McDyess to a lesser extent. He not no Hall of Famer or nothing, but Antonio McDyess. Right now, currently, they got Nikola Jokic. Uh, mm. Yeah, the Nuggets is nice. The Nuggets is definitely nice. Bobcats with 07 to 59 the lockout season. Okay. Okay, yeah, you're right. Damn. Oh, you know your stuff. Okay. Yeah, Jokic is a beast. I gotta admit, he is. Yeah, the Nets is bad, but I wouldn't put the Nets as a franchise. I think they franchise outweighs the two other teams, the Bullets and Charlotte. Then the Nets as a franchise is better, but they overall, yeah, they a bad franchise. They just not as bad as those two. Cause the Nets, shit, went to the final shit. What was that, 02? I believe it was. And even before that, like the Nets was all right. The Nets not the greatest franchise in the world either. But, they're a lower franchise, but not low as those other two. Um, Melo only missing a ring. Yeah. Yeah, Melo was a beast. He was the king of the putback. Like he was one of those guys that could he was an automatic offensive rebound type ball. He was great at that. He grabbed a lot of rebounds. He's definitely Hall of Fame. Um, you know what I don't like? This is one of my to Ron and Steve and whoever else is big NBA fans. When I hear like, 'cause I'm big on the Hall of Fame. I'm big on like tradition and the legacy and the um the greats of the game, right? Now I will say this because I'm a 4 for 4 guy, meaning I like all four sports. I like the NBA, the NFL, baseball, even hockey. I'm diverse when it comes to my sports, to pro sports. I ain't really into college like that. But one of my pet peeves for the NBA is the NBA is the easiest Hall of Fame to get in. I mean, it's people in the NBA Hall of Fame that don't belong there. I just got to keep it a buck. And not even just speaking on just the Hall of Fame, when people associate players with teams just because they won. Now, just because they won with that team, meaning in baseball, when you go in the Hall of Fame, they give you a plaque, a bronze plaque, Joe, and you wearing a hat of the team that you're known for. That's just the thing with baseball. Basketball don't have that. No other sport have that. You wear the hat, and when people think of Kevin Garnett, they automatically think he like an all-time Celtic because he won there. He won in Boston, right? And I understand, but to me, he's a Minnesota Timberwolves. When you spend that long somewhere compared to your years, I think he spent like 6 years in Boston. He's not a Celtic. He did win a championship in Boston. And maybe I'm only saying for 7 years, whatever it was, he spent damn near twice that amount in Minnesota. When I think of Kevin Garnett, I think of the Minnesota. I don't think of the Celtics. I know the Celtics is a sexier name and a sexier franchise and a more rich franchise. So people automatically gonna say that. And then he won a chip there. But I don't think of Kevin Garnett as a Celtic. I just don't. And mind you, I'm a Sixers. I'm not proud to say, but I'm a Sixers fan. So you think, well, for me, Boston, Philly, I would say it too. But I don't look at him. I don't like when people look at somebody just because it was a sexier team or just because they won there. Because if it's like that, then Reggie White, people here, we covered in Reggie White, but he didn't win here, so really he a Packer. Even though he only spent like one more year here than he did there. But to me, Reggie White is an Eagle. He's not. He's a Packer too, but he's more of an Eagle. And that's not me being biased. It's meaning because he spent more time here. He obviously won there, but and that'd be my pet peeve with certain players. Like to me, LeBron James is a Cleveland Cavalier. You know, um, who else that played for like multiple teams? It's like certain players belong to that team. Now, because it's still people that believe Terrell Owens. I'm gonna transition over to football. They look at Terrell Owens as an Eagle. I don't look at him as no Eagle. I don't look at him as no Cowboy. He's a 49er. That's where he spent the most of his career at. You know, it's simple math. Wherever you spent the most. Now, if you split time at two different places equally, then you can go by where did you have the most success. But if you spent 9 years in one place and 4 years in another place, the place you was for 4 years is not who you really, you know what I'm saying? It's just logic. I know that's just a pet peeve of mine. Because people wanted to be the team that is more sexy or the team that they won a championship with. But you might have won that championship at the end of your career. That don't make you part of that team, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Kevin Garnett rings true the most with that. Because people put him as a Celtic. I'll be like, what is y'all... Like, I get that he won a chip in Boston. I understand. I understand it. But when you think of Kevin Garnett, you really think of Boston? Or do you think of Minnesota? I automatically think of Minnesota. For one, and that was his best years. Not just the fact that he spent more time there, it was his best years. The man was a triple-double machine. Yeah. I don't know. Do y'all agree with that? Let me see. Yeah, his peak was with Minnesota, for sure. You think of both of them, to be honest? And I get it. I get why people will sway because I'm gonna say he got more. I ain't gonna say more shine. Boston had a lot of like nationally televised games, so he got more exposure in Boston. I get that, and obviously the championship mean a lot. But I just be like, when you spend 12 years at a place, because I believe that's how long he spent. Mind you, people don't realize he went back to Minnesota his last year for one more year. I don't know if he played that much because he was old and injured, but either way, he spent at least like 12 years in Minnesota compared to like 6 in Boston. There's no comparison. Unless you're of a certain age and you only remember him with Boston, that's understandable. But KG was the man. They used to call him the big ticket. KG was the man in Minnesota, man. He was athletic, he was young, he was spry. By the time he got to Boston, he still had some good years. But he wasn't the same KG in Minnesota that he was in Minnesota. There's another player people say that for. I forget who it is. But yeah, the NBA. My beef with the NBA, besides the obvious, what's going on now with it, because it's hard. I ain't gonna say it's hard to watch, because basketball is basketball. It's just like it's hard to get amped up for like you used to, because nobody play defense and everybody's shooting threes. It's just the truth. It really is. I don't know. Y'all see this what's it called? I saw videos of spring break in Houston. What y'all think about that? All the sluts getting together in Houston and doing all types of stuff. I'm like, man, it just goes to show. It's mostly black. Like, I gotta keep it a buck. They done took over Houston. Yeah. Shot clock from 24 to 14. Yeah. Well, they trying to. I don't know. They call themselves speeding the game up, try to make it more scoring, which it is more scoring. There's no defense. It's just, and then the players is divas. They sit out. Load management is a big problem on my end. Load management is awful. These guys can't even play. Out of 82 games, your average player might play like 68, 69 games. They automatically like getting 14 games off. And it's like, for what? When the players of old play 40 minutes a night, 82 games a year. It's like, wow. They and medicine is so better. Why is there so many injuries in load management? When medicine is way better than it was before, obviously. So miss me with the only, don't get me wrong, players is faster, stronger, and all that than ever before, but every time you turn around, somebody out with an elbow injury. I miss the days of Iverson too. He's my favorite player from my era coming up. Iverson was the man. He just was. That boy, he was, small frame, but he got the job done. Just couldn't get the Sixers over that hump in '01, but they made it there squarely because of him. That boy he was well worth the ticket admission and all that. Iverson was the man. His years was cut short though because I ain't gonna lie, he didn't take care of himself the best, and all the miles and wear and tear that he put on himself. Because Iverson should have way better career stats than he got, but his career was cut short because of his size, him being so small, him the way he played, and the fact in his personal life he didn't take care of himself. If I'm just being real, like back then I didn't give a fuck. Like I was like, oh fuck it, Iverson, it don't matter. He smoked, he drank, he party. Who cares? You think people gonna live forever? But the grown me that look back on it, if the man took care of himself a little better, he could have got at least 3 more years out. At least. Look how long Kobe played. Him and Kobe got drafted the same year. Iverson's career was over, what, 5 years before Kobe's? I mean, that's not a coincidence. Kobe took way better care of himself, but Iverson still was the man. Shit, hell, look at Steve Nash. Steve Nash played longer than Iverson. They got all the people that got drafted, all the main players for the most part that got drafted with Iverson, they all outlasted him. So that goes to show, like when you don't take care of yourself. But who am I to talk? Y'all see what I'm doing, right? mm. But yeah, AI was the truth. He got all my respect. And that's not even just a Philly thing. It's a real thing. If you saw his career up close and personal, and even y'all from afar probably could see it. It was something. The man he was the truth. Wemby, yeah. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. When he came out of college, I'm like, all right, is he gonna be worth the hype? Who is this guy? He's a foreigner, all that. You know how you kind of have your doubts. Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't follow college as much as I do the pro. I don't really follow college at all. Obviously, I know some things about college athletes or whatever, especially when they come out. But I've never been a collegiate type, I follow the pros, and Wemby, yeah, he's nice. Um, and he can play that defense. Yeah, they talk about his defense. He's the real deal. He gonna have the Spurs. The Spurs, well, they nice now. I'm saying they going to be nice. No, they nice now. The Spurs going to be a problem in the playoffs. You know, I don't know how they going to do with OKC. Oklahoma look like a hard out in the playoffs. Out west, in the East, Detroit looked tough. There's a couple. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I don't see my Sixers doing nothing. Obviously, hell, Maxey just got hurt, and Embiid always hurt. So Sixers is Sixers is the lowest team on my totem pole when it comes to Philly. I got the Flyers above the Sixers, believe it or not, and the Flyers haven't done nothing either, and they haven't even made the playoffs in what 4 or 5 years. But still, at least with the Sixers, just they leave a bad taste in your mouth. Just the way the management go and like the way they tanked for Embiid, the process. The fans ain't like the process. Like that was some made up stuff. Real Philly fans ain't care about no fucking process. They flop in the first or second round, yeah. Yeah. They look so good in the regular season, and then you be like, oh man, how they lose the first game one? They better win game two. They might win game two, but then they lose the series. Playoffs a different animal. Playoffs is a half court game. You really gotta like, and you have to play defense in the playoffs. You know, it's one of them things. You know, and don't have the wrong injury at the wrong time because you out. You know, just like the Sixers. Maxi now they say in 4 weeks, so he might be back for the playoffs if they make the playoffs. Because Sixers not even in a spot where you could say they in the playoffs. So it's like, we'll see. But Embiid, he's slow and old and hurt. Paul George was a disaster picking him up. I didn't want him, and I respect to Paul George, the old Paul George, not the new Paul George, not this new podcast just trying to get a check, Paul George. Because he's, first of all, he's damaged goods and he's injury prone. And I told people that, oh, we about to get Paul George. I'm like, what? They don't mean nothing. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player. And the way the NBA put players in the Hall of Fame, he might be a Hall of Famer. They put anybody in the Hall of Fame in the NBA. But I'm like, he's not the Paul George that was with the Pacers. Shit, like, he's not even the Paul George that was with OKC. This is an old man that is injury prone. And he did, got injured last year, got injured this year a little bit. Now he on suspension. So it's like, Doc Smith. You hate the Eagles? Why you hate the Eagles, bro? You a Cowboys fan? Or a Giants fan? Or a Redskins fan? That's right. I said Redskins. I ain't say no fucking Commanders. I ain't saying no damn Commanders. They need to change that shit too. I get that y'all trying to change from the Redskins, which no, I don't get. And I'm not being insensitive to no type of background or anything, but it's like they've been called that for years. Just like the Cleveland Indians been called the Cleveland Indians. Everything is sensitive though, so let me not even touch on that. But no, real rap. Like, you got the Redskins, the Giants, the Cowboys. You one of those fans if you don't like the Eagles. Oh, I must have struck a nerve. Smith, what's the deal? What team is you a fan of? What football team? Because if you're a Redskins fan, without that quarterback, y'all nothing. Y'all seen that last year. If you're a Cowboys fan, I don't even have nothing to say. And if you're a Giants fan, the Giants is just one of them teams that, yeah, y'all got y'all rings. It's been a while. Well, no, it ain't been that long. 2011 was the last Giants Super Bowl, so it ain't been super, super long, but that's more for the Cowboys and the Redskins. It's been centuries for them. But the Giants, they ain't no prize either. Now, don't get it messed up. I will say this about the Eagles and the fans. They got more fans now than they ever had. It's, to me, somewhat is dumbing down the real fans that was with them through the bad times. Because everybody, Eagles got fans globally. They up there on the level with like the Steelers and the Cowboys and the Packers and the 49ers when it comes to fans all over. You know how a team got fans all over the map? The Eagles is one of them now. They one of them top, I'm going to say top, I ain't going to give them top 5 yet, but they definitely a top like 8 franchise at this point when it comes to fandom and um, uh, notoriety, I'm going to say. They are. They fans travel well. They all over the country. They make the playoffs every year. They just one of them teams that is well known. Like I said, like the Steelers, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Packers. They up there with them. Now, I'm not, they all top. I'm going to say those 4 teams in the top 5. The Eagles is more like a top 8, but they came a long way. Giants fans well known too. They get around, obviously, because it's New York, so just that alone. But Eagles fans is growing. They growing and growing and growing. It's wild. Oh, what time does this live start? 10 o'clock. We 2 hours and some change in. It's after midnight, fellas. I know over in the West it might be something else. Maybe a little after 9. But your boy is going to turn it in for the night. If y'all got any last comments, any last words, let me know now. I appreciate y'all for the ones that stayed for the duration. Y'all are true soldiers. Y'all the real ones. I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. But I'm definitely about to turn it in. Got a video coming out tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure y'all check that one out. I appreciate you, Ryan. It was good talking, man. Real rap. But yeah, we gonna end this one. I'm gonna get some rest. Another day. Another grind tomorrow. Like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. We going to chat again. I'm not sure when my next live will be, but I will post it on my page. Y'all be safe out there, man. Real rap. It's a crazy world. And, just be safe. So everybody out there that's still listening. Until next time, I see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.